December 15th, recording River City's Toastmasters.
Flexibility today. We weren't sure what the numbers were going to be like, so assigning roles as we started off the meeting. And I do know we have two speakers and then a guest. So would you like to introduce the guest?
This is a wonderful new WSKG employee.
Excellent.
That I told her about Toastmasters, and I said, pop in and see if you're interested. And I'm going to let her take it here. She's very shy.
Thank you. Yeah, so I am taking over the Youth Voices Management Program. We have a 3-person team in education now, which is exciting, but most of it has been focused on getting into schools and K through 5. So I'm lucky enough that I now get to take over middle school and high school. I'm going to be overseeing the podcast that we have here, The Other Side. So I get to start working with students with that coming in January, which I'm very excited about. My background before WSKG is I've been a freelance artist and illustrator. I go to Comic-Con, I sell my art there. I also have been creating digital media content since 2019. So a lot of time behind the mic and behind editing and all of that, but I'm excited to be part of WSKG now.
And your name?
What was your name?
My name is Emily Swan.
Great.
So she's kind of going to try us out and see what she thinks. And I told her she could pop in anytime. She's got a very busy schedule. So see what it's like.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Did we appoint a Toastmaster for today?
No, we did not. Who wants to be Toastmaster? What are you looking for?
Who wants to be what?
I'm looking over.
Toastmaster.
You want me to?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Would you like to, Joseph? So
If he's here, use him.
Yeah, that's great. So just so everyone knows, as a reminder, Joseph is our club coach. He's been helping out with strategization on how to grow our numbers. So that way, it's helpful to everyone from a variety of speaker standpoint, and also to round out the agenda of the roster. As far as the other roles, are those all assigned?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Joseph, I'll turn it over to you to kick it off.
Joseph, before Joseph gets started, I just wanted to let you know, Peggy and I are texting. You can probably see her, is on the call. However, her computer is acting up and she can't unmute herself. So I just wanted to let you know that she is on.
So she can be our Toastmaster. Through you. Yeah.
Right, yep.
It would be different.
Ben, do you have access to the sign-on for the meeting?
We are signed on.
Yes, but do you have control? You should be the admin for it. You could unmute her.
I'm not sure that that's a requirement, but
No,
we could
but
try that.
if you wanted to.
We have a tech specialist working on that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, like, I don't think anybody, well, yeah,
I think
go
it's
ahead,
her
Ryan.
computer that's causing issues.
Yeah, I don't think it's us.
Yes.
Oh,
It's not recognizing a microphone is probably what.
Oh,
Yeah, the
that
best
could
we
be.
can do is ask her to unmute, but if her computer isn't letting her do it, then she probably
Yeah,
won't be able to.
she's muted on her end.
Peggy, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah.
She might have to leave and re-enter.
Go to participants.
It's on Peggy's side, so if you can
No.
keep me muted, then I can do it myself. That would be great. I'll mute when I'm not
Okay,
talking.
so that's the only thing you're,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah, and
That's not
anything
worried about.
Peggy wants to say, Peggy, you can just do what you're doing now and just text me and I'll relay it to the team.
Or we could pop up the chat and she could type it into the chat if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
that.
That would be good too.
I love the flexibility and creativity here.
If anybody knows how to do it, she does.
I like tech. I wouldn't be a meeting if there was a tech issues. That's how we go.
Well, as Jeremy said, welcome. This is going to be an exciting hour, especially since there's food and drink. Theme-wise, I guess holidays, so if you wanted to interject anything into your discussions or talk, please do. Experiences or just feelings, whatever. It'll bring us more into that spirit of Christmas or the holidays. A little bit about me. I'm the club coach, but I'm so much more. But one thing I want to bring up and remind you is the speech competition in January. There's two competitions. One is international, and Jeremy's the only one who qualifies for that. So make sure he's signed up for international competition. The other one is table topics. And everyone who participates in this will be sequestered. They won't hear the question. They'll come in one at a time and they'll get the same question. And people within the club will be judging them and deciding who goes on to area competition.
Question, why is Jeremy the only one who's qualified for the international?
Well, the international has the requirement of you have to have 2 pathways levels completed.
Oh, pathway itself, okay.
Yeah, that's the only one that
Not the
has.
old books?
That's the only one that has that. Oh, the old books?
Yeah.
Are you competent communicator?
Yes.
My understanding
I
is.
think we probably have some other ones too.
I know Peggy is. Are you as well?
What?
Under the old regime.
I never did the pathways, I did the old.
Yeah.
The
I
books.
just freelance.
The books, the 10 assignments in the book, the competent communicator? Oh.
We need to check on the book, the handbook.
Yeah.
I have a copy here somewhere. I could probably give you an answer, but we've been focusing mostly on pathways,
Right.
but competent communicators can qualify for that. So that's good. You won't be alone. And
Oh, I'm not volunteer to do a national speech.
And Jeremy,
I just don't want to be left out.
Dee, Cooper, and myself, if you need help or need people in conducting this, please let us know.
Okay, sure, thank you for that.
I just gotta get myself reacquainted with what we're doing here. So we have our general evaluator, and that is to be decided.
Oh, we have to check. Look at that, stepping right in.
I'll do that too. As a general evaluator, I will evaluate the entire meeting, and I have a wonderful crack team behind me, including a timer, which is Jake Jackson. Let's go, Jake. Explain your role as timer, please.
Sure. I'll be keeping track of the times and showing flags at each of the warning signs. So for the speeches, it looks like they're 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll be showing the green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7, which will be the timeout signal.
Okay, so.
Of course, you could finish, but I'll just let you know.
Okay, so when we're.
For table topics, we'll be doing 1 to 2 minutes. So I'll show green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2. For general evaluations, those are 2 to 3 minutes. So again, that will be 2 minutes I'll be showing green,
You should be able to.
yellow
So
2.5,
once it's.
red 3.
To find it.
And, I think all of you are pretty familiar with that, so I'll end it there.
Well, thank you, Jake. Like I said, I've got a crack team. In addition to Jake, I'm doing the grammarian and word of day and the counter. So I'll be listening for the crunch words as the counter and reporting back those filler words that we tend to use when we're just talking. And as a grammarian, looking for improper English. And the word of the day, I will try to be holiday related for the theme. The word epiphany. Anybody know what epiphany means? Sudden realization. Actually was started as there is a feast of epiphanies on January 6th that's conducted to honor the Magi realization that the Son of God was born, and that was the epiphany, or the first epiphany at least. So epiphany. It's an experience of a sudden and striking realization.
How do you spell it? I'm struggling over here trying to sound it out.
H-A-N-Y, epiphany.
And then one more question. Do you have so many rules? Do you need help with any of those? Do you want to shed any of those, or are you good?
No, I think
He signed up, he volunteered.
this kind of all fits together.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you, Greg. Sure. Moving over to our highlight, our speakers. And I'm understanding the first speaker is going to delight us in many ways, not only in his speech, but I won't steal any of his thunder. He is presenting his speech on mountain dulcimers.
Ooh.
Come on, do that again. Mountain dulcimer. Let me welcome Ben Cabot.
We're going to struggle with technology here because I do this. Oh.
Is it working much?
Yes. Ben, do you mind if we eat while you're presenting?
No, I would be
Great,
very
it'll give you a
pleased.
few moments.
I will not eat while I'm presenting.
Okay. And we will not start the timer yet.
You just go slide screen. Yes.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, that is full screen, it's there.
And pause. All right, so I'm gonna pause it and then you can pick it up
Thank
on
you.
your.
Jeremy can bring this.
It only progresses when I tell it to progress. It's not automatic. 'Cause I didn't time it. We'll find out.
That's the thing I don't know, but we'll be in it together, and if we need to slide back, we can slide back.
Oh, yeah, I see. You just click these.
Yeah, so I think if you click play, it'll, well, actually, let's see if it tells me.
And then you try
I'm pretty sure I didn't set it up.
The one that they specified for us. I think it's just River City. Ooh, what's this?
Okay,
I think we need
should be
to.
good.
Catherine, the only thing we see on our screen is the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay,
Okay, but you're still there, okay.
yep, and Peggy should be able to, speak,
Okay.
but, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, it's probably got an echo because you're signed in twice, Peggy. I don't know if maybe Jeremy or the tech support woman whose name I couldn't quite hear, if you could
Peter.
let one of them go.
Today I'll go by Peter.
Peter behind the computer.
Mm-hmm. Much easier to remember if you got the snappy name.
Thank you.
I do a radio show on WHRW 90.5 FM. So if you do a search WHRW,
Yeah, that sounds,
my father's
that
advice.
sounds good.
Oh, okay.
Only on Thursdays. In case you
What kind of
wanted
pizza is this?
to use another avenue.
The
you.
one with the
What'd you do?
olives and stuff
I love
is the Cortese special or something like that.
Wow.
Let me know when anybody's ready, and who's evaluating me?
Me.
Okay, it's gonna be on mountain dulcimers. Oh, you already knew that. Okay, and yes, well, we can start timing. I'm a member of the Binghamton Breakfast Rotary Club, and one of our members is in the Vestal Mountain Dulcimer organization. So she said, well, I can bring about 6 mountain dulcimer people here, and we'll play for you. So I said, oh, well, the president said, okay. So they came in. Ironically, I had made a mountain dulcimer, and this is for my wife in 1992. So she orders a kit, and it comes with a cardboard box. And I said, I am not making a cardboard box into a dulcimer. We were at, I think, the Universalist Unitarian Church, had a music session playing, and she saw somebody playing a dulcimer, and she thought, oh, I want one of those. But, so I took some paneling, and the paneling I cut out and shaped it. Didn't know really what the shape was, but I just made it hourglass-ish. Did some carving, did some wood burning on the sides, and the little elements of wood, I'm gonna pass this around, little elements of wood are little pieces of cedar shake that would be on the side of a house, and I cut them down to size, trimmed back, sort of make a hat cuff so it's recessed, so it goes around the paneling. And then, so she played it about 3 times since 1982. What you can do is, when you try something new, you just twist it around. So, we're thinking this goes. Yes, that's them playing at the our Binghamton Rotary Club. We meet at 7:30 in the morning every Wednesday, in case anybody wants to come, at Park Diner. So this is right behind them is a view of the dam, and we listen to them. and they were playing Christmas carols. And they brought a set of bells, so as they were playing jingle bells, you can do chinga chinga with that. That's part of the group. And you see some of the features of the dulcimers are much different. They're not just plain dulcimers like the one on either right or left end, but some of them are almost have like banjo little things in the middle. This is one of they have a Facebook page, the Vessel Mountain Dulcimer Players. And this is one of their sayings, that music isn't like sports or modeling. It's not something that if you don't reach your goals by age 25, you're finished. Which is, sometimes you get that feeling like in the Olympics. Once you're beyond a certain age, your career is over, or boxing, or any of those things. Your best music days are ahead of you. So anybody, if I can make a dulcimer, anybody can make a dulcimer.
Can you make it sing?
No, I can sing into it. That's what the holes are for. There's a gentleman, his name is Bernard Krause, and he makes dulcimers. So he has exhibits, he's had an exhibit of 35 of his dulcimers were on exhibit at Robertson Museum. So he makes them and sells them, and it's very fine crafting. The one that looks like a rock star one, he has a little brown one, and all sorts of different shapes. Like apparently he also makes guitars. And the double neck, I've seen double neck, the one on the far left, I've seen double necks where one neck is in one direction and one neck's in the other. And I never saw how that was used, but maybe two people can play a dulcimer at the same time, husband and wife. I don't know, or maybe one's tuned to a different tone. They play at the Broome County Senior Center and different places, and it's really neat to just see them, and they're all in unison as they're playing. Anybody that wants to purchase a pre-made one, they range in price from $139 to up there, those a couple $100. Or you can make your own. That one kit that was on there, you can make a cardboard one for $69. With a little bit of glue and they give you all the hardware and the strings and everything. This is the cardboard kit she got me. And in 1992, it was probably worth $25. Now it's $70. But it comes with the cardboard box. You got to stain it and do things to it, put all the strings on. And these strings, if you look at them look fairly close, they're a little rusty because she doesn't play it. And the players wanted to tune it up for me. I said, well, the strings might break. I don't know. That's them playing at the Robertson Museum. And this is a snag of their Facebook page. So you can become a fan of Facebook, and there's some videos on there they have and different things, or if you want to join, they play in Vestal. They said if somebody had a dulcimer and wanted to learn how to play, they would work with them, and you can become part of the group if you have nothing else to do. They play at the Porch Fest in downtown Binghamton. Not necessarily downtown, but in Binghamton. And that's the president in the middle, the one that's sitting highest up. She's very knowledgeable. A lot of these people are retired teachers or something like that. This gentleman is playing a double neck, and I don't really understand how he played it, but it was a pretty interesting picture to know that other people do that kind of stuff. There's also, these are mountain dulcimers. They're typically in Appalachian, where they created them in the 1800s. This one I'm showing here on the screen is a hammered dulcimer. And you can see there's all sorts of notes. And there's a gentleman around town called Kurt Osgood. And he can really play almost any kind of music you could think of. He plays on a hammered dulcimer. So now we're going to try to maneuver this. How do I get out of this?
I just have to say end show. All the way to left.
Okay, pause my time, please. Now, okay. I'm just going to, what did it do? Click on this? This should be, what is this?
It wants you to sign in. Close out that, see if it'll let you.
Yeah.
Let you play without. There you go. And then unmute. Or possibly drag it up.
Oh, okay. This is supposed to be Christmas.
Yep, there you go.
It is?
Moving. And then hit play.
Oh, over here.
And plus store, yeah.
Are we internet connected?
Muting it whenever you press play.
Yeah, it might
What
just
is
be
the-
like, because you're not logged into Facebook.
Okay, I've got
Like,
other,
is it adorable company?
Maybe while
Is it through the
trying to
Vessel
turn up the
and?
sound,
yeah, it's on their Facebook page. But we'll forego that one and I'll try a different thing. I'm not accustomed to
So which one was it? This one?
Which should work.
okay, we got something else here.
Rolling Stones. They play the dulcimer?
Yes. Oh. It's much smoother on a PC. Anyway, this was going to be the big finish, and you're going to hear some the Rolling Stones playing dulcimer to the song Lady Jane. So you can look up the song Lady Jane, and you'll hear the Rolling Stones. I mean, big view showing the guy playing the dulcimer along with that rock music.
There's your, this is the first video.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's not playing. Apparently, this isn't working. My hyperlinks don't work on here, so anyway, that pretty much summarizes.
You don't bring it up on our phone.
Yeah, if you want to hear dulcimer music, just look it up, go to their website on the Vestal Mountain Dulcimer Players. And you can listen to some of their videos on there, and it is pretty neat. And you can look up the Rolling Stones playing Lady Jane, and they actually show the gentleman playing the dulcimer. And that, in conclusion, that's my conclusion.
Keep records on the dulcimer?
A gentleman, you know, I ran that what's
The Speechcraft.
Speechcraft program for the what was that?
Stand with me.
Stand with me. And a gentleman that was kind of timid at first, he was giving speeches. He gave several speeches, and toward the end, he would always say, "And in conclusion." And I thought, that is so neat. You know, you're building the people up so they know that you're at the end. And then I realized that my pastor does that all the time. But it's the first time I recognized the Toastmaster actually saying, and in conclusion.
You had an epiphany is what you're saying then, right?
Oh, nice.
I can't believe I did not use the word epiphany. I'm trying to get this screen back here.
You set me up for that, Ben. Thanks.
Thank you, Ben. I want to tell you something. After listening to this, I'd like to find out more about the Vestal Group.
I mean, it's not free for you.
Okay.
I mean, I already set it up on my computer, so next time I sign on, I'll be looking at them.
I think you'll enjoy it.
If nothing else, listening to them, enjoy the players group. Our second speaker. I am very eager to hear what she has to say. She's going to tell us why most New Year's resolutions fail. Without any further ado, Louisa Yost.
Thank you. So I'm gonna forgo my technology, but I'm gonna be using it as my notes and just give my speech without. But as you've heard, I'm gonna be presenting on why New Year's resolutions fail. And many of you know I'm a personal trainer, so I'm pretty familiar with New Year's resolutions. It's why I gain a lot of new clients in the next month or so. Honestly, at my gym, we typically have our busiest month in about February because everybody tries on their own. Got about 4 or 5 weeks in, and they're like, man, I can't do this. And that's when they come to me or one of my coworkers. And there was a study conducted at Scranton University, so just south of the border here, that reported that 80% of people's New Year's resolutions have totally been abandoned at the 2-year mark. So if you think about that, only 2 out of every 10 people are actually still with their New Year's resolution 2 years down the line. And we're obviously in that point, New Year's is just about a week and a half away. And I'd like to try to help, if you have a New Year's resolution, how you can be more successful and not be one of those 8 people. And really what helps people be most successful is boiling it down to what are your goals? So what is whatever the thing that you're trying to work towards? In my world, it's frequently trying to get in shape or eat better, whatever, along those lines. And when I sit down with a new client, I really try to boil down what goals are motivating them. And there's 2 categories of goals. So there's extrinsically motivated goals, which is something that is an external force acting upon you. So it's having a smaller, clothing size that you're able to fit into. It's people telling you that you look great. It's your doctor telling you that you have, a great A1C or blood pressure reading. Something that is received outwardly. And those are great, but a lot of the times those are a farther down the line thing. If you think about like getting into a smaller clothing size or influencing your medical numbers, that's not gonna happen tomorrow. That's gonna be, months down the line, which is fine. But when you're starting to get tired, you're like, this is really hard. It's hard to like still keep that focus there. So the other side is intrinsically motivated factors, which is something that comes from within. And that's, I want to be able to get down on the floor with my grandkids. I want to feel better. I want to have more energy. I want to be able to sleep better. I want something that's only for me. I'm taking care of kids all day. I want something that's I'm doing for myself. And that's a little bit more motivating in the today or the tomorrow, those shorter term goals. So I like to try to find both, goals in each category so that we can have that shorter term motivation and the longer term, those, bigger, potentially more motivating factors. And the other thing that I kind of like to talk to people about when they're thinking about New Year's resolutions, if I'm at a New Year's party, are the stages of change. So there's 6 stages of change. First off being pre-contemplation. So that's when we're not even registering that there's a problem or there's something to work on. Somebody else might be registering that you have a problem. Like say your wife wants you to stop smoking, but you're like, I don't have a problem, I'm fine. You're in that pre-contemplation phase. Like you're not ready to make any sort of change. 2 is contemplation. We've now recognized that there's a problem and we might want to do something about it, but we haven't really gotten further than that. 3 is preparation, which is a really important part. So that's making a plan on how we are going to remedy whatever issue that we're having. 4 is action, so actually starting whatever we're planned. And then 5 is maintenance, which is continuing. And then 6 is relapse, because it will happen. Nobody is perfect. So what happens with a lot of people's New Year's resolutions is we're at that contemplation phase. We want to get in shape. But then we jump straight to action. You're at that New Year's party, clock strikes 12, you're like, I'm gonna start running every day. And we haven't planned for what happens when it snows, or it's cold, or you wake up late, you have an early meeting, whatever it might be, the kids are sick. How are we gonna, manage those things that are gonna come up in our lives? The other problem that sometimes people run into is they get stuck at preparation. They're thinking about every possible thing that could happen and come up, and they never actually get started, and we live in this preparation world forever. So what I like to try to work with my clients is having that preparation, but then also just get moving and knowing that we can jump back to preparation if something new comes up. Say now we have to work later, and now we can't come to the gym at 6 p.m. anymore. It's okay, let's see if we can get earlier. Let's try to work through these problems. And I would like to kind of phrase this in my own personal New Year's resolution. So something that I want to try to work on is entertaining more at my house. I really value my family and friends and those connections that I have. So my New Year's resolution for the next year is I want to host a larger gathering once a quarter, which sounds rather corporate, but I know for myself, once a month, that's not gonna happen. I tend to travel a lot. I just got invited to be another bridesmaid for another friend's wedding, so I need to be realistic with my goals. So once a quarter, once a season. And I'm somebody who gets stuck at that preparation phase. I just live in the like, what if nobody comes? What if I get busy? What if somebody gets sick? And then I just never actually get started. So I've actually already started my New Year's resolution. My birthday is January 25th. So I'm hosting a birthday party for myself, which sounds a little silly. But I've already started inviting people because now people are coming to my house whether I'm ready or not. So this is then forcing me into, planning the menu if I'm gonna have food, getting some sort of party games. This is now forcing me to move past that preparation phase. And how I'm gonna plan, because I tend to get really busy in the summer and spring, is that as soon as I've had one, I'm gonna try to plan the next date for the next one so that I can work around that schedule and I'm not looking at my calendar thinking, man, I'm busy for the next 8 weeks and I don't have any free time. And then if I fall off, I'm just gonna say it's okay. It doesn't mean I have to get 2 in the next quarter. We're just gonna let it live and that, we celebrate the one that we got in, if that's the case. So I hope that this helps any of you who are contemplating a New Year's resolution. And my biggest advice is to take your time with it. You don't need to start a New Year's resolution on January 1st. If you need a little extra time, that's totally okay. And if you need a helpful guide, even if it's not exercise related, feel free to give me a call. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I didn't get my invitation.
Thank you, Larissa. In terms of resolutions and stuff, I try and do some motivations with journaling.
I love it.
And I'll tell you, the journal will tell me when to get started.
Yeah, true.
But it takes that first step.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree, and I congratulate you.
Thank you.
So to give the evaluators a little bit of time to write their critiques of the speakers, we're going to introduce our table topics master, Ben.
Thank you. I had some selected topics that I randomly selected off the top of my head. Do I have a volunteer, Emily, to go first?
Okay.
Well, I'll
Perhaps we should explain what table topics is to her.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
if you insist.
Table topics is you are given a topic, you have 1 to 2 minutes. It really tests your ability to stand up and think on your feet. It can be something funny, it can be something engaging, it can be something that gets us in trouble. But it's all about just being able to get up and speak on your feet without the ahs, and buts.
And, right, and once the question's asked, you can take your time to think, but then once you start answering, it doesn't have to be the exact answer. You can be creative. It doesn't have to be the truth.
Exactly.
So you just kind of have to learn to be able to answer a question and do it at least a minute. A minute to 2 minutes is the goal.
There's one other rule that people don't understand. If you don't like the question, create your own question and answer that.
Like a good politician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Because it's you, I'm not going to randomly select. I'll let you select from one of these.
And if you need time cues, I'm gonna be holding up the
Okay.
a minute and a half, and then 2
Okay,
2
minutes.
minutes is
Okay.
right.
You got it?
Yeah.
Which one you do? Just pick it
That
up.
one.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you can just stand from your seat if that's okay.
Okay. So I guess then just a quick question before it starts. Is it anything to do with that topic? Is it explaining the topic to the group or just my thoughts on it? Whatever I want, great.
What's in your head?
Nothing right at the moment. Head empty, no
Let
thoughts.
him ask the question.
What she selected is worst rapping.
Worst what?
First what?
Rapping
Rapping.
with a W.
Oh, what's your
No,
experience
singing.
with the worst
She's gonna sing the worst.
B.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, no. I will not be doing that.
Okay, Now that I look at it, it is spelled with a W.
Whenever you're ready.
Go whenever I'm ready. So, as we start this holiday season, leading into it, I think it can be a lot of stress to make the picture perfect, Instagram perfect photo presentation of the gifts that you are giving. I think you can spend a lot of time selecting the correct wrapping paper. You can spend a lot of time thinking about bows. In addition to all of the aspects of who you're buying gifts for, who is still on the checklist, who you have been fighting with recently that are not going to give gifts, but maybe your husband needs you to give a gift to them, all of these things. And I think that the pressure of that can make the actual gift giving process very unpleasant. And so I think that is the worst wrapping part of it, because I think if I gave a gift that meant a lot to someone or was personally made by me, made with heart, picked out with love, all of that, I could wrap it in newspaper and it would still be well received and happy. And how it looks under the tree does not make or break the quality of the gift that you are giving. I think there's a ton of joy in making your own wrapping paper, however your artistic skills are. If you get brown paper and draw on it, if you paint on it. Some of the most beautiful wrapping papers that I've ever had, we have taken and as a family put them around boxes so that we have permanently wrapped boxes that we can reuse year to year. So we are able to reuse paper, we are able to do something that brings up a positive memory of a gift or a paper that we had, and the quality of it then doesn't really matter because there's a positive association with the paper, the memories, and the gift that is inside of it then. So I think the stress of worst wrapping should be the low priority for the holiday season, and it should be more focused on the thing that is going to be given rather than the paper.
Outstanding. What a joy you are to have. Really.
I told you she was shy.
Yeah. Well, that's why I picked on her, give her a chance to shake it off.
I'm shaky, so yeah.
Jake,
Yeah.
may you please be involved in,
Sure.
okay, I'm gonna pick out one myself, because she's gonna like, you know. So you're gonna be doing Jolly Santa's off-season schedule.
Okay.
Well, I guess I have to put myself in Santa's shoes to think about what he would be doing on his off season. I would hope that he's getting a little bit of sunshine, having a little warmth, get away from the North Pole for a while. You know, have to go kind of undercover. Maybe, I don't know if he shaves his beard maybe to avoid some of that recognition. But, you know, he's a jolly guy throughout the year, and hopefully he doesn't get gloomy away from Christmas time. You know, he's, I'm sure it's a lot of work, but a fun time of the year for him. It's, you know, the culmination of the entire effort for the elves, and everything has to come together once a year for that to happen. And Santa has, I'm sure, maybe a few, I would wonder if he has hobbies, you know, what does does old Saint Nick like to do? As is the case with table topics, I can't think of any hobbies. Got the beach one, but then now you know, run completely blank. So Emily can see what a normal table topic is like and how this generally goes. So I'll end it there.
Writer's block, even though you're not writing.
Speaker's block, yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine wants to be chosen.
Yeah, if you need another volunteer, I'll do it.
There you are. I even forgot you were standing behind me. Oh, you're not even standing. Okay. Okay. Christmas caroling. Christmas caroling. Can you hear me? Christmas caroling.
So we're now starting a Verizon commercial on Christmas caroling. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Christmas caroling is one of the best times of the year for me normally when I don't have a second set of hardware to hit. and I would be out playing the piano at different assisted living places. Christmas carols can be very they can evoke a lot of emotions for people of all ages. What I've noticed is Christmas carols are really special to people in memory care units. I've gone into places where people haven't spoken, they've got something going on, a lot of times they're elderly, but when they hear a Christmas song, you can just see their face light up, and a lot of times they'll start singing even though they haven't spoken in ages. So one of the things that I love about Christmas carols, whether it's some of the classics, Silent Night or Away in a Manger, or some of the crazy silly ones that are out there that I can't think of, but even if I could, I wouldn't sing them. What I think that it's cool is you can have unison of people. Thank you. There are people that will, when they hear Christmas carols in this time of year, sometimes they get less shy and they'll join in. Even if they think or know they have a terrible voice, they might join in because it's this time of year where people are willing to maybe have a little embarrassment for the joy of others. So that's what I think about Christmas carols, and what makes me happy about this time of year is the fact that that it's the time of year where you can sing, be heard, share your joy, and bring joy to yourself, no matter what your situation is. So thank you for letting me speak.
A couple days ago, I was at Sam's Club buying something, and I come out and the Salvation Army bell ringers out there. So I put some money in the thing, so I trying to talk him into singing Christmas carols. Well, I don't know, singing Christmas carols. So I open up my karaoke resource. So I'm standing beside him and I'm singing some Christmas carols. Now before, people were just blowing by him, but after we started singing Christmas, and he joined me in a song like 12 Days of Christmas. Almost everybody that came out was putting money into his bucket. So the power of Christmas carols. Okay, Susan, hi. Would you be a speaker?
Sure.
I figured you would. Let's see. This one's a tough one though. Reindeer farming.
What?
Reindeer farming.
Reindeer farming.
Right, Santa has to take care of the reindeer farm.
Farm or farming?
Farming. Well, however you want it, that's how it's gonna come out.
Reindeer farming. I remember as a child, reindeer farming. I grew up in Unadilla, New York, out in the country. Closest neighbor was 1.5 miles away. And my parents decided that they wanted us to have a very unique Christmas experience. So my father went and he stole some reindeer from a neighborhood farm. And he taught us how to do reindeer farming. Reindeer eat a lot. And because they eat a lot, they poop a lot. So my brother, God bless him, I was not his favorite Christmas gift. He decided that he was going to feed the reindeer and I was going to be responsible for the reindeer poop. And the first year we ever did it, we had a bumper crop. We had 12 reindeer. Now they were doing things at night because at the end of the season we had 18 reindeer. So they were doing their own farming, but it was truly a very unique experience. I know all about what to feed the reindeer, what the reindeer poop, what the reindeer do in secret at night, and it was truly an experience that you could only have growing up in Unadilla, New York.
Excellent. In case people don't know, there is a reindeer farm in Unadilla, New York. It's still there, right?
What?
There is a reindeer farm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been there.
Okay, I did not grow up on a farm, I don't know where it is.
Maybe it's not Unadilla, maybe it's near Emerald. It's one of these rural places, but they actually have a reindeer farm.
We should, okay, wrap it up here.
Probably.
Is
Wrap
what?
it up. It's probably about time to wrap it up.
You think so? Okay.
Yes.
In that case, I was gonna let Greg say something, but he's not going to.
Thanks, Ben.
Well, he has something
Are
to do.
you voting?
Is what?
Are you voting?
Oh, man, I didn't bring my sheets of paper to vote.
We'll get
Everybody's a
skipped
winner.
this time. It's holiday party.
Everybody's a winner.
Okay, yeah, we had pizza. I vote for the pizza.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Ben.
Somebody said everybody was a winner for giving their speeches,
Yes.
and I applaud them.
She's the winner.
Winner pizza dinner.
So it gives me my great pleasure to re-invite the general evaluator, Greg, to conduct the rest of this.
Okay, thank you. We do have evaluations of the speeches today, I believe, so if we do, who is evaluating our first speech? Mr. Ben Cabot. Joseph, please evaluate, give your evaluation of Ben's speech.
Anytime there's an unusual topic, like mountain dulcimers, it's going to perk up my ears and I'm going to want to pay attention. And you started right off with two interesting things. You held your mountain dulcimer that you made, and you related a very personal story about this $69 cardboard box you got. So there was a lot of humor, which we expect nothing less from you, and you deliver constantly, which is good because it engages the audience. However, I'm going to go a little bit on that point and say something you did during the course of this meeting I would like you to improve on. When you had one of your slides that was full of words, you looked at the slides. You ignored us. We suddenly became invisible. In fact, I would suggest next time, don't even put the words. They want to listen to you and engage with them, the audience. Nothing's going to happen if you do that. The people are going to start looking at their phones. I'm sorry. So, props are fascinating. I encourage anybody, if they have a chance to do props during the course of a presentation, this is an example where it works. And you let the audience pass it around. Kudos, kudos, kudos. You interacted, when you did look at the audience, you interacted very well. And there was some banter, I remember. You and Greg got into it a little bit, and I thought that was really excellent. Because people like to do that, or they fear that you might pick on them next, and they'll pay attention and look to be ready. Thing that you did was with the topic itself. Even though you were talking about mountain dulcimers, you were talking about the Vestal group, mountain dulcimer group. And I think that was just as much interesting as the mountain dulcimer. One other comment or suggestion, and I know time was very limited. Tech always seems to be most people's downfall. And I was dying to hear what it sounded like, especially in a group setting. Sometimes what we suggest to people is go with backups. You know, maybe put something on your phone so that you could have just pushed the button and played straight from your phone. There was a lot of things we could have done in advance, and it would have enhanced the presentation even more. In fact, you could have even maybe started with the music first.
Right.
And ended with it again. Or, even better yet, you could have played the thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great thing, writing tune with the season. Thank you, man.
Great epiphany.
Thank you, Joseph. That was an excellent evaluation. Gave a lot of good information, a lot of great suggestions too. All right, so our next evaluator is Susan, and she will be evaluating Clarissa. Thank you, Susan.
When you mentioned that things perk up your ears when you hear speakers, my interest perks up when I hear somebody who speaks from such authenticity. You were great. I've known you for several years. She's been my personal trainer. I had to leave there. I miss her, but you walk your talk, and that's so evident in the way that you speak. I remember when you did your first presentation, you were getting ready to do, I believe it was a wedding speech for a friend, and you were, looking at your stuff a lot. This was so authentic. This was so you. You didn't need that. And I also thought that your voice engagement was excellent. Your body language, you used your hands, you engaged us, you gave us very relatable facts, you didn't overwhelm us with things. 6 things, boom, boom, boom. I thought it was an excellent speech. And it's so nice to see how you have progressed so quickly. And I thought it was great. So I thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And that brings us to the evaluation team. And how do we do on time today, Jake?
We're running out of time currently.
Well, it's a holiday party, so if we run a little late.
Okay, I'll run through everybody quickly, that's safe time. Ben, with the technical issues, it went 9 minutes, 7 seconds, so that's understandable with all that.
record.
That's short,
The rest of the 7 minutes, 18 seconds, so pretty much right on the money. You're wrapping up right before 7 minutes. Table topics, Emily, you did fantastic for your first time.
Thank you.
A minute 57 seconds, so right under the 2-minute mark. That's like what you want to shoot for, so very good. I struggled through a minute and 32 seconds, and so I got my time in. Catherine, minute 44, and Susan, 1:11. For evaluations, Joe, you did 3 minutes and 9 seconds, just a little bit over, but lots of good info. And I know we were cutting these pretty short, so Susan did 1:08.
Okay, thank you, Jake. On time, how'd we do for grammarian? I think everybody did pretty well. And I'm going to combine as the odd counter too. There were a number of crutch words used today, as we all tend to often do. One of them that I noticed a lot and grammatically was you know. Larissa, you used it a number of times in your speech, the habit of yours, I think, and Jake, you used you know, and I think Susan even used it, once and then once in your evaluation. Your table topics, though, not a single correct word. Excellent job there. As well as Emily, first time doing table topics. I didn't catch any crutch words. Excellent job. Ben, a number of odds. Yours aren't as bad as others, including me. Jake has followed his father, using a lot of ums and ahs to start a sentence. You kind of fill it with a very soft but if you can try to polish that, it makes the speech that much stronger. And let's see, what else do we have? Jake, as I said, you have a number of crutch words, and I'm not going to mention them.
I heard them.
Yeah. And Larissa, you did use like a few times. That's probably a habit you have. So try to cut that out. And everybody else, excellent job. Word of the day was only used once for Ben's in conclusion epiphany. Very well caught there, Catherine. Thank you for that. And that is it for our evaluation tape. As a review of today's program, thank you again, Jeremy, for helping coordinate this, bringing the lovely food. Thank you for everybody coming. It's always fun to have a holiday-based program. I think it was a good one. Joseph, thanks for stepping up and being a Toastmaster, and you did an excellent job. What is important when you are an MC, when you are the master of ceremonies or something, is to kind of have transitions. And you did a number extremely well. You did when Larissa was up after her speech mentioning your own, your notebook and how that fit in. And so you did an exceptional job. And I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for coming today. And thank you.
I got one question. In February, can we hear the poem? Valentine's Day?
For Valentine's Day? Oh, do you want to
Circus
hear?
Love?
Circus Love, yes. Every year we can.
Okay.
If it brings you to it, yes.
You'll have to come back for that one, Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it.
It's about a 5-minute recitation of a poem, or
Exactly.
even longer.
It just
Memorized.
seems like it's 5 minutes. It's
So
only-
many words.
It's only a couple minutes.
And it's all memorized.
All memorized.
It's a very lovely poem about two circus performers who fell in love.
Me and I were one night's Toastmasters. We have a former member who used to recite or do readings, and it was very interesting. And it was the same reading every year, but you swear that every year he would put more into it or present it differently. So it became an interesting listen. So I look forward to it.
Okay, excellent. So do I.
Just, I could put a plug into Pathways. You cited something that I do. This is one of the skills that Pathways tries to encourage people to do, especially if they're doing Toastmasters. Somebody speaks, comment after they finish about something you've heard, and bring it back around to say, hey, I was listening, I heard you, and good job. Not just a good job, because were you even listening? So active listening is a very key skill that we need to learn, and Pathways does encourage that. Okay. As Toastmasters, I need to conclude the meeting. I think you guys did a superb job. There was a lot of excitement. There was a lot of passion in here. And again, congratulations. Now I have to segue and turn it back over to our president.
Well, thank you. I'll start with Catherine. I think you had a question or a comment.
I just, one quick thing. I sent 2 quick things. One, I sent a note to the officers, so if you could get back to me on, or let me know if you are willing to sign up for one of the upcoming trainings, that would be great. Second thing is, I wanted, by show of hands, to see what people think about this format where we sign up speakers, but we assign roles, take volunteers at the beginning of the meeting. Would you all like to do that rather than have me have to pester people and send multiple emails to ask who's willing to take certain roles on?
No, I like them assigned beforehand, and I would like you, if people don't pick up, to assign them, because then people kind of know what the role is, and it was a little hard, I thought, today to get that going.
Okay, so what I can do is, we can go back to that, but what I would ask is that people, when I send the note out a week prior or 2 weeks prior to the meeting, when I ask for people to sign up on that sheet that we have, for people to really consider stepping up and taking a role, so that we don't have to go into the meeting where I'm struggling the day before I send the agenda. So, yep, okay.
Reasonable request. Sorry you have to do that, but yeah, let's try to make sure.
Yeah, I don't want to really assign, but if we can have people sign up, that would be great. Okay, thank you. And I got to run the PT, so I'm going to sign off.
Bye.
Thanks for getting the
Bye.
technology. Okay, bye everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
So just a few quick closing comments. I know we're over time. Part of that was me coming in late with the food and role assignment technology. Really great meeting from my perspective. Always great to be back. Even after taking 1 month off, kind of missed this group and all the fun and the laughter. And I always learned something. You know, I never knew you were so passionate about reindeer farming. You were so plausible in that story. You really sucked us into it. It is true. Yeah. Oh, I know. Ben's been there. It's so real. He's been there. Ben, always enjoy your presentations. Never know what you're going to get. I always learn something. And I thought I knew it all about Ben, but I think we're just scratching the surface, really.
Can you hear me?
And then Larissa, really
Yes, we can hear you now,
appreciated your
Peggy.
talk too. I mean, you're so motivational. I was all fired up here thinking, oh God, I need to have some New Year's resolutions or I'm going to be disappoint Larissa. So I can tell why you're so successful in your job. You really do motivate people. And I'm looking forward to round 2 of the bridesmaid speech.
Oh, yes.
Peggy's popped back in. Peggy, you have audio. Hello, Peggy.
It's clocking, but if you can hear me, I'll continue.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. Just for the Sergeant at Arms, they need to make sure the meeting is on the WSKG calendar.
It is.
For the rest of the year, for 2025?
It will be.
Bye-bye.
Okay, perfect.
Great. And thank you, Emily. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Emily.
Good to see you again. So that's it for me. Joseph, thanks for coming out, and we'll see everyone back here in January.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Good job.
Bye, everyone. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Yep, bye-bye.